This is a series that I've been meaning to start for a while now. My friends would always joke that I should make YouTube videos of reviewing shows so that other people can also benefit from knowing if something is worth watching or not. Also, now that everyone has to be at home more, I figured this is the perfect time to start this. What I'm going to do is numbered rankings in certain categories so that it's more structured and not just me rambling about my thoughts the whole time. The three categories are aesthetics/visuals, because I'm a very visual person and I appreciate when there's like little details that are added in where you're like, oh, they didn't have to put that in there. Also because one of my best friends is in the film industry, so ever since that, I've definitely paid a lot more attention to camera angles and things like that. The second category is going to be acting quality, because obviously that really does sort of matter for the whole experience of watching. And then the third category is plot/structure of the show. At the end, I'll also sort of give an overall yes/no recommendation. So let's get started. I'm really excited because I'm going to be reviewing Altered Carbon, which is a Netflix original, and it's categorized under sci-fi/crime. It only has 2 seasons, so it'll be pretty easy for you to catch up. I loved this show, so I'm really excited to go through this with you guys. For the first category, which is aesthetics/visuals, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, which the only reason why I didn't get a 4 is because most of the amazing parts of the visuals are because of the plot, which I'll go into later, but they had to use a lot of, it's a sci-fi show, so they had to use a lot of special effects and things like that. It's a pretty intense show, there's a lot going on. Like, everything kind of moves so fast that maybe I just didn't have time to really be like, oh, there's these little details that I really appreciated. It was just, everything was good visually, but it didn't really, like, wow me, and if it did, it was mostly because the plot sort of created the situation where something is going to look amazing on screen. Another reason why I didn't give this a slightly higher score is because there is a lot of blood and violence in some scenes, so for some people it might be a little bit triggering, so that's sort of a disclaimer. The second category is acting quality. Honestly, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. The characters on this show have to really embody the identities more so than a normal role, and what I mean by that is, and this is not a spoiler because it's just in the first trailer, but you have to act like you're a person in a different body, but your personality has to reflect the, original character, that type of thing, because the whole point is your consciousness can get uploaded into a different body if your body dies. The acting in general was just amazing. It's kind of like Jumanji, the newer movies, if you've seen those, where like it kind of gets complicated because people are switching bodies and the actors have to really embody who the other person's personality is, even though they are obviously themselves. So yeah, everyone on this show, on Altered Carbon, did a great job, especially the main character in season 1, Joel Kinnaman. I really liked him, and he just did an amazing job. I was like, wow, this is so seamless. Like, I can see the type of person that is the identity of the, original guy, but it's, in Joel's body, obviously, and yeah, it was really good. For plot/structure, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, and the only reason I'm not giving it a 5 out of 5 is just because the plot is very confusing, and you kind of have to pay a lot of attention to make sure you understand. Honestly, you're going to have to use a lot of brain power if you're going to watch this show, but it's definitely worth it. Everything moves very quickly, and there's only 2 seasons. Before season 2, I had to kind of rewatch a couple episodes, actually, of season 1, because I was like, man, I kind of forgot, like, the intricacies and how everything was connected. But in general, the buildup of the plot over the season, like, it all comes together really well, and it, there's a lot of drama. So those are the rankings. And then in terms of if I would generally recommend this show, I'm going to say absolutely yes, especially if you're into sci-fi, which I am. But even if you're not, it was just, the storyline was so great that you really get drawn in, and I would say that this type of future is not that out of the question for not like my generation, but for humanity in general. I feel like it's definitely going in this direction, so that's what made it also very interesting. So yeah, that's it for my review of Altered Carbon. Definitely add it to your watch list, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!